Kagurabachi Chapter 112.1. I can't even throw my hands in the air and go, oh my god, it's peak, 10 out of 10, because, like, oh gosh. That isn't to say that I didn't like this chapter. I think it was great quality, of course, and some interesting developments for sure, but it actually just makes me feel sick to my stomach. This is going to be a very serious video. I'm laughing now, it's because it's... Ugh. My live reaction to this chapter will be uploaded separately, and I'll have an info card attached to this video, and it'll be in the description linked as well once that video is up. Subscribe, perhaps. Ooh, and now let's just get right into talking about chapter 112.1. So, rising from the dead is none other than Soya Sazanami himself, truly the scum of the earth, rising up from the ground. Like I just mentioned, interesting development here already. Soya will be back for part 2 of Kagurabachi. This basically confirms it. I picture just Soya Sazanami will return in Kagurabachi part 2, like the Marvel movies. Because you don't bring him back for a bonus chapter, for a bit, because this isn't even a bit, really. Like, this is a serious chapter. Yo, Editor Callie here. See, here I go. Boop. Editor Callie. I'm finding out on Twitter that most people thought this chapter was, like, a gag and, like, funny. I feel like I'm in, like, a parallel universe and, like, I got a different chapter than everybody else or something, because genuinely, this chapter it stressed me the fuck out. So I guess I should clarify that if you found this chapter to be humorous, then you might think that I'm just completely off mark throughout this whole entire video. Or maybe, like, it'll make you realize, like, oh shit, this was kind of crazy, isn't it? I don't know. I just wanted to pop in here and say that I apparently interpreted the chapter different than a lot of other people. So that's a thing, I guess. So I think my brain dumps to Soga hates evildoers, right? So I hope Soga gives this guy the most brutal of deaths ever. Or let Hakuri finish him off once and for all as well. Hakuri deserves that justice, but I don't even want Hakuri to ever have to see him ever again. Like, I don't even want to think about that possibility of them crossing paths, because, like, the last time Hakuri ran into Soya in the street, he literally jumped off a tall building in an attempt to off himself. And now Hakuri thinks that Soya's good and gone. And so, like, if he ran into Soya again, gosh, I hate thinking about it. And that just goes for everything else in this chapter. Anyways, Soya lost his memory, but he quickly pieces together that he is a Sazanami and the Rakuzayuchi must have been toppled. So, good deductive skills from him. There is one piece missing, though, and that is the person he loves the most, and he can't figure out who or what that is. All he knows is that this person means everything to him, and this is where we delve into very serious subject matter, because some suspicions of Soya's obsession with Hakuri were confirmed, and that is that Soya's abuse of Hakuri was incestuous. At the very least, emotional incest, but I'm gonna get into possible implications later there. Gonna have a whole debrief. If I smile or laugh at any point, it's because I'm uncomfortable. So that's that. Of course, there's more confirmation that just adds to this as well as the chapter goes on, but page 7 is the start of all of this, because Soya is blushing in this panel, thinking about, not directly Hakuri, of course, because he's like, who is this? Who is this person that I love that is missing? But it's Hakuri, right? He's blushing thinking about it. And he's dirty and bloody in the other panels from the Rebel, but in this he's cleaned up because it's his, like, imagination. It's not imagery that's actually happening in this moment. Like, even his outfit is different. So it's not Rebel. He's blushing. I'm sure some people are probably going to try to dodge the fact that it is incestuous, but it 100% is. I think there's just absolutely no denying it. I think it's pretty obvious. It's not even an implication. It's just there. And this moment whatever. But it gets more into it later on, which it's definitely, that's what it is. This continues, of course, with I need to know who I am. I need to know who I loved. I need to know now. And he's very intense about it. And the fortune teller lady can see his sincerity and wants to help him, saying, love, is it? Which, of course, I would argue there's implication there. That's not really a brotherly. Oh my god. So, of course, she looks into his brain and is rightfully disgusted by him, calling him a sick bastard, a monster, and she says to get out of her sight. Deserved. And another line that is very, very confirmative is, all I want to find is my love. Because that is not brotherly. And then it just keeps getting worse. Oh my god. Sorry, this is like stressing me out so bad. Because he kicks a can in anger, and there's orbs, and his eyes are shining, and there's a heartbeat. As he kicks and punches in the alleyway, that is when he starts to remember Hakuri. Accompanied with the flowing, glowy orbs and a heartbeat and shiny eyes. Yeah. Yeah. So then, of course, we get pretty goofy here at the end. He grabs a pigeon in his delusion. He passes out, and people poke him with the stick and note that the pigeon cringed. And then the chapter ends. So we ran through that quickly, but goddamn, there's so much to debrief, isn't there? So first off, I guess I should say that I'm gonna trust Hokuzono with his return of Soya. I'm not mad about it. I know some people are. I'm definitely shocked by it, but I mean, I'm not mad at it. That isn't to say that I'm not feeling a lot of emotions. I certainly am. I feel disgusted the most. I'm also curious to see where this goes. I do find it all interesting. It's so fucked up. It's awful. Kagurabachi tackles very serious topics, and the implications of all of this actually makes me feel so insane and literally sick. I think it's executed well, of course. It's supposed to be icky and gross and all of the things. So my brain is honestly all over the place right now. Writing the script literally made my brain feel foggy. There's stuff that I do want to get into, though, even if it's hard to talk about and fully articulate, especially because it's a lot of implications and not straight up telling us. My brain wanders because Hakuri was physically abused, and now we know that it was incestuous, and I just feel so bad for my boy and just the possibilities that could be there, and honestly that I would argue are just straight up implied, but I will get there in a second. Because I want to clarify before I get into it that I'm going to try to be as graceful as possible with this subject matter that I'm about to get into. It's just that Kagurabachi has tapped into the topic of SA before with Hirohiko, and people were able to predict that because of the symbolism and the imagery involved with the enchanted blade Kumiyuri, which was originally Aruha's blade, so the implications could also be there for him too. So we already have one character that is 100% confirmed to be a victim of SA, and there is possible implications that we could get confirmation for Aruha as well. So that makes one totally, the possibility of two, and it almost feels wrong to fully jump the gun and throw out the possibility of Hakuri being a victim as well, but people weren't wrong for jumping the gun in the past. And so I just want to explain my perspective of all of this, because all of the new information in this chapter shifts how we see Soya's abuse with Hakuri in the first place, because he kicks a can and his heart skips a beat. I would also argue that the implications are there for Hakuri also being a victim of SA, even if it is not the typical textbook SA, what you would typically associate with that. Because this chapter did imply that Soya is kind of a sadist. So that's my interpretation. And I'm gonna be real, I think, because at first I was like, there's a possibility of it. The implications could happen eventually. And then the more I wrote this and thought about it, the more I was like, no, the implication is already there. So it's all concerning, and it makes me feel crazy. And Hakuri baby, I am so sorry. Oh my gosh. I hope that was well articulated, but it's stressful, and I'm like, my hands have been on my face this whole entire video because I'm stressed. If that was a misstep, please let me know if I crossed any territory that I shouldn't have, or maybe like misworded something. I feel comfortable speaking on the topic, long story there, but otherwise I wouldn't be going into this right now because it's definitely like a tricky territory. But this is the stuff that I get into. I'm mostly interested in character development and the storytelling of Kagurabachi more than anything else, and this definitely involves that, so yeah. Alright, we're done. I can't even, this is gonna be so short, but this is so bleak. Oh my god. Sorry, I feel crazy. Let's get more excited now. Let's reel this in. Predictions for next chapter. The part 2 start. We're gonna get our proper start now, probably. So yay, part 2. I'm hoping that we'll start with a Seitai War flashback. I think now is a great time. I think it would be a perfect transition into part 2. It's like a little intermission. I think now is the perfect time for that. So, Seitai War flashback. Subscribe. Woo, I make Kagurabachi chapter videos every single week. This one was extremely bleak. We usually have more fun over here, but I mean, obviously this called for that. Like this video as well. Like, I like Kagurabachi. Like, you like Kagurabachi. Comment down below. This was definitely shocking, seeing Soya back, so who knows. Comment down below. Become a channel member. I just opened those, and we actually already have some, surprisingly. I really don't have any perks yet. I'm trying to think of more. Right now, I just have shoutouts at the end is what I'm going to start implementing. I'm going to try to think of other things that I can do as well, because I wasn't actually expecting to get any. So yeah, that's a good way to support the channel, though. Woo! I hope a video will never have to be this depressing ever again. Like I said, I literally feel insane and like I have a headache from thinking about all of this. Great. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great day. Addressing the nations, because that's what we do around here. I've really just got to address the Hakuri Nation. I'm so sorry. Your favorite character is goated. He's the cutest little guy ever. Yeah. I love you, Hakuri.